honest, I ain't got a whole lot on my heart tonight. But I come this way to get a blessing. That's my reason. And to serve God, I made a promise one time. I told him if he'd save me, I'd do his will. And this is part of the will. I guess I hate this about as bad as anybody does. But if I could say anything, I'm glad I've been saved. I can say that, and I know it for a fact. I don't have to guess. I know that God saved me. When this life's over, I know I got a better place to go. But anyway, Mentor and Mike and Gib, we're just about to finish it up. But I've enjoyed us working together and being with each other. 'Cause a lot of times you're not around you people, which I mean they're my first cousins, and we see them off and on. But working with them, just enjoy working and getting the job done. And I think everything turned out good. Looks good. And I guess give credit for that because he's kind of the overseer. But anyway, I'm glad to be here tonight. Glad to have Maddie and Jeff. I'm glad to see everybody. Put it that way. And I have to say this about Maddie. I'm so glad she moved to Letter here. And she goes to church and got somebody to go to church with. And I look forward to that. But anyway, just a little thought out of my mind. And if I could say anything on nobody's heart, somebody here lost tonight, it'd be a good night to get saved. And be one of the best moves you ever made in your life. Best one I ever made. And I know I was 33-year-old, but what I wanted to do, I wanted to hang on to the world and hang on to God too, and it don't work. You got to love one, hate the others. And when God saved my soul, he put that love down my heart to serve him and love your neighbor. And I'm glad he put that love down. And I've said it, and I've heard Terry say it. Before, I couldn't told you I loved you. It's just something I didn't have in me. I just couldn't do it. And which they say it's the hardest 3 words in the English language to tell them about you love them. But once you get God, you can say it and know what the meaning of it is. But that's just a little thought I had on my heart tonight. And like I say, I didn't think about opening up tonight, but we got to come prepared just in case. So we'll get another song, and everybody will. We'll come around and fellowship and go to the Lord in prayer.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost,
somebody may tell you something, don't mean that you are. So pray for him that he was good advice. See how the Lord has got it in his life and he'll go the right way. I still want to remember. See folks, homecoming coming up here Sunday, remember it, and those that may be here. Have some that come said something that his papa told him years ago, and I always thought of Alvin Markle was a good man. I always knew that he was. And told him to not let pride make a slave of himself. And we thought about that. We thought about that this evening as we was reading in the scripture. I'm going to read some in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, and I just read it. Well, I thought about how that, I believe the Bible tells us that pride goes before a fall. And if we're not careful, we'll let it get in the way and mess us up. But I want to read, I'm going to read in a couple of different places, and y'all pray. I don't believe that the word goes out void. I believe it goes with, it'll accomplish what it's sent. Whether we're teaching the word, preaching the word, or however. It's good today. I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on the word. Since the Lord saved me, I believe the word. I'm going to stand on it and trust it. When it's contrary to what I may believe, I'm still going to have the word over myself. That's what I think. But the Bible says in the verse, chapter 18 of the book of Matthew, it says, at the same time, came the disciples, it's verse number 1, chapter 18 of Matthew, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom? And Jesus called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. And I thought about these children that are here this evening. I thought about the children that we have on the Sunday morning service. I thought about how the Lord compared except, said, verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children. And I thought about that when we was reading this. That's, I guess, when we thought about what Job said last night about how pride, to humble myself, there's no pride when I humble myself in my own being. And let me read just a little more on Timothy, if I may, in 2 Timothy. I believe it is. In chapter 3, we also going to start out in verse number 1 there. But it says, this know also, that in the last days that perilous times shall come. And for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Now you think about it, if I humble myself, I'll be none of these things. But if I don't humble myself, I'll be a whole lot of them. It says, for covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure, more than lovers of God. You think about it, he said, become humble as that little child. Without being humble in all these things, I can be out. But if I'm humble, I am none of these. Verse 5 says, having a form of godliness,
but denying the power thereof, from such turn away itself. And I'm gonna skip one verse, and it says, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And I thought about this season. I thought about to be converted, to be humble. We must humble ourselves. And my mind went back to a time back there when I threw all the things that are your way. When I trusted in nothing but the Lord saving my dying soul. I humbled myself before Him. Not having any faith or confidence in myself anymore. But I humbled before the Lord, believing, trusting, obeying His will, as Johnny said, doing the Lord's will, believing that in my life, and believing Him only. And I thought about how that every one of us this evening, we ought to humble ourselves before the Lord. In order to walk upright, I believe before the Lord, we'll have to humble ourselves. I can't be boastful. I can't be proud or any of those things. I can't think that I'm better than you, or I can't think that I know more than you, or anything like that. We all must come humble before the Lord, knowing, see, He's the one that paid the price. He's the one that died one day that I can have a way. I can't do nothing without Him, but I believe I can do all things through and by Him, because He'll strengthen me in this life. But I must humble myself. I can't come out here and think that I've got any strength with the Lord if I don't humble myself before the Lord. And you know, I read this evening, and I pondered on it and all those things, and I thought, boy, if a man only humbles himself, he'd be none of those. He wouldn't be a truce breaker, anything like that. He would be where the Lord would have him to be humble before the Lord. And I thought about the Lord bringing that little children to show, to be an example unto us, that we grow up and sometimes we think children don't know anything, but they should be an example in our lives to see how they might act. And I'm thankful this evening. That may not be much, but I guess if I could tell you anything, it's to humble yourself before the Lord. As Joe said, as Bob said, don't let your pride make you a slave. And that being proud bring trouble, but being humble before the Lord, I believe you can be about His will. I want the Lord's blessings in my life. I need His guidance in my life above anything that I have. And I think if we obey the Lord, if we follow after the Lord, I think everything it'll fall in line. I humble myself before the Lord. I think these other things will fall in line. I truly do. And good words this season. Good for me. Good encouragement things. But you know, we'll have to come to a place to humble ourselves. And even to be saved. I had to humble myself even to be saved. I know the Bible, and I say a lot of times, says that we become boldly before the throne of grace. But the humble part came in when I come to that point in my life that I knew that I needed a Savior, that I knew that there was no other way that I could make it. I can't make it on my own. I can't make it because I put good people around me. I can't make it because of my parents or anything like that. But I had to humble myself for myself and come before the Lord and seeking His mercy and His grace in my life. I'm glad that His grace is sufficient this evening to save me. His grace is sufficient to save the whole world. And if we seek after it, I believe we'll find it. If we knock, I believe it'll be open. I believe that's the Bible forces sin and all those good things. But, we appreciate you this evening, we appreciate you coming. As we come in, we looked at the foyer out there and the new doors, and we appreciate these gentlemen that's been working out there and everyone that's had a hand in that. And we're thankful for them. And they've got it looking good. We're excited. Lisa asked me if I was excited for homecoming, and I am. I'm excited for what the Lord may do and how they may move in it. Those that have an opportunity to come back, apparently we've already had one, as I heard them say, it's come back. Good, excited. I'm going to pray again before we leave for them. And with that, I'll ask if anybody's got a word on their heart or anything before we go to the Lord in prayer. Remember Sarah. Thankful for that. Someone else. All right, we again thankful to be here. All hearts and minds are clear.
Oh, and I like to say, you know, I'm so thankful for the ones that I can call upon, that help me pray. You see, Delaney's got a black eye, and it could have been